I hope I remember how to play D&D.
I don't. I'm tired.
Oh, you tired?
We just went to dinner and I ate so much and I'm so tired. I'm in a
She got the
coma.
itis?
I got the fucking itis.
That's
like,
crazy.
hardcore. Like my eyes are watering. I'm so tired.
What?
I'm yawning.
Okay, go splash some cold water on your face.
No. I can't.
Damn. Oh my
move.
god.
You can't move?
Damn.
No, I'm here.
No, you can
and
move.
She's paralyzed?
No.
You're literally allowed to walk. That's crazy.
No.
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 No. Kitty has consumed so much food, she has turned herself into a paraplegic. Like, that's crazy.
That's fucking
Yes,
wild.
She is physically disabled by the amount of food she ate.
Yeah.
How will she ever recover? Well,
I'm not gonna.
It's time to find out on tonight's episode of
Glee. I'm here.
What do you mean?
Have you tried touching grass?
Yeah, touch grass.
Have you
Dude, all I
tried?
do is touch grass.
Well, yeah, it's true.
That's just not true.
Kitty's also allergic to grass. I don't know if anyone
That's
else knows
crazy.
that, but
It
No,
does
me
make
too.
me itchy.
I was totally kidding. So this is
Grass
big fun.
allergy is very common.
This is all right. All right.
It makes me itchy. Damn it!
Don't you, didn't you hear her, Mike? It makes her itchy.
That's what an
Duh.
allergy does to me.
Duh.
Duh.
Everything makes me
Obviously.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, duh. Stupid.
Get your shit together.
Stupid.
That's
God.
stupid.
That's stupid. You're dumb. Ignorant.
Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb?
Yes.
Got him.
Your boy brain dead.
All right. Well, as we all fucking chortle and are we all just One Piece characters? All right, everyone.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, do a One Piece laugh. All right, Mike.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Noah.
That was no.
Oh, that was Noah.
That
Okay,
was
Mike.
me.
Okay, Mike. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. What the fuck? No.
Hey, Mike, go ahead.
I should have took his. No. Hold on. We're gonna go back. That was me the whole time.
Okay.
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 Okay. Keep up.
Fuck.
Okay. That's pretty good. All right, Ian.
Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Boo.
I know, it sucks. It's terrible.
Okay, Katie.
You didn't hear it? Oh, that's crazy. My mic cut out.
Okay. All right. No, it's okay. Do it again.
No.
All right, we're waiting. We'll wait.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, go ahead. We'll start playing when we hear it. So go ahead.
That's it. That was a good bit.
All right, Katie wins. Katie wins. Katie wins.
You're welcome. Never even seen it.
How would Oda even write that on a page?
Well, write in the comments how you feel, how you would spell whatever the fuck that was. That might be the first short.
Jeez.
Anyway, let's go ahead and review as we come back for in our group here of thieving juveniles and friends. We return.
Is that the name we agreed upon?
Back to no. I'm just describing you.
Pretty sure it was Otik.
As we return back to the kind of overarching and beautiful but brick layered um, landscape that is the outskirts of your home of Skybreak City. You guys, we zoom in back on the outside of the cut above, the butchery and deli that sits at the base of a 3 or 4 story or 4-story apartment complex, to which most of the rooms upstairs are mainly for storage or things like that, but ultimately house U5. And this is the place you call home. You have recently, over the night before, just arrived back home after a completely draining, exhausting, and eventful trip for some of you outside the city of Skybreak for the first time to Nueva Lombasta on your first official mission as members of the Golden Vault. You met with Verity Kai, completed the mission attached to you, but also something else happened. You all were met with a morphed, diabolical version of the man that you all would recognize as Quentin Togglepocket, the proprietor of the very casino, the Afterlife Casino, in which you just robbed. But something was very mysterious about him, a familiar power to all of you in your own way, although this unspoken up to this point, that power each of you individually had was familiar and brought back maybe not some of the best memories for each of you. Nevertheless, you all dealt with the immediate threat at hand. With your newfound experience, were able to vanquish Togglepocket, and while attempting to leave him alive, it seemed whatever power was drawing from him ultimately took his life as payment for whatever it is that he agreed to. You all licked your wounds after coming out of that liminal space in which the combat took place, and made the several-day journey back home, to which you now we find ourselves. And after you all unpacked in the dead of night and quickly went over to your rooms, alone as usual was Gunter with the van, tidying it up, making sure that the first maiden voyage of his beloved vehicle finally was able to kind of do a road trip on its own and hold up pretty well. Very proud of yourself. You went to collect the rest of your things, and there on the floor, you're certain it wasn't there before, but here it sat. Single page with almost illegible lettering on it. It's weary, but it's sturdy. It's old, but it's intact. It feels as if it's being held together against its will by something, but feels like paper to the touch. It's very interesting and very peculiar. Yet, nevertheless, you find and take a look at it, and we find that you notice at the very top, the only thing that you can read is the name Quentin Togglepocket, but with a line through it, crossing it out. We zoom in on that name and the night, and then we zoom out to find Gunter, you laying there the next morning. You all slept, so make sure you mark those a long rest if you haven't. But we come back to, we zoom out to find Gunter, you in your bed, the page just kind of above you in both hands as if you're reading a book, but you are just kind of looking at it, trying to decipher it. And this is where we find you, Gunter. What do you what if anything do you do in this moment with this mystical piece of parchment, which to you, although it is something you've never seen before, it is evocative of something that you have, even though it's not the exact same thing. So anything you would like to do here, please feel free.
Can I do a? I guess I'll do a Arcana check.
Sure. Okay, so what are you looking for?
What am I looking for?
Yeah.
I guess I'm just trying to examine the sort of the writing on it and just the overall like structure. I'm trying to recall if I've seen any of like the writing or anything of this like that's like similar to this before.
Okay. I will say you're gonna make 2 checks for me here, or I'm gonna
Okay.
say you can make. Actually, let's do it this way. I'll give you some choice here, and you're going to choose what checks you're going to give me before you roll them, in the order of which doesn't matter, but the types of checks you make obviously do. So, for this, you can make 2 of 4 choices. Okay, you can make a investigation check to check actually like what you're literally what you're looking at, like the actual parchment. You're trying to decipher any of the language or anything like that. You're actually trying to really investigate the piece of paper you have in your hand. Okay, so that's one. You can make an Arcana check because although you're not 100% certain, you can make the assumption this is magic. So you are trying to maybe decipher the magical insight. Although you are not an arcanist yourself, your father was an accomplished forge master, and you are well versed in all terms of kind of pick it up magical knowledge. So you can make that check. You can make a history check, just basically to see if this is anything that you've seen before, or maybe your father has told you. Or you can make I'll say you can make an insight check, and the insight check will provide to you, although not factual information. You're trying to decipher the meaning of the thing you're looking at.
Yeah, like I guess the way I would put it is I guess I'll try to do the insight check,
Okay.
and what I'm looking for is just any clues of things that might be like significant. So something that I may not know what it is, but just something that I feel like if I show this to somebody with some expertise, they might be able to know something.
So that's an insight check. So you're making an insight check, and then what other check you want to make?
And then I guess I will do just a basic history check to see if there's any like world knowledge I know of. Again, like just trying to figure
Let's do the
out
history check
where
first.
I can start looking. So history check first?
Yeah, let's do the history check first.
Okay.
Awesome.
So that's going to be a 6.
Yeah. So with a 6, you're not necessarily sure. You've never seen anything like this before, other than the one time where you've seen something like this before. But you remember specifically when you saw it the first time, you went and looked for stuff and couldn't find anything. So you are fairly certain that if you knew something, you would have already known it.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's try the insight check here.
Insight check. So the insight is 21.
21.
Damn.
So on a 21
Damn.
insight, which is very high, so 20 was the DC here. So you're gonna get some information here. So for the note takers in here, this might be important. So there are 2 big pieces of information that you get from an insight check specifically. Again, you don't get any factual knowledge, right? You don't know what this is, where it came from. You don't really know what it's made of. You can't really read the language other than Quentin's name at the top. So any like actual factual knowledge about this, you are very not sure of. But there are 2 pieces of information that you do get from an insight check on this particular piece of parchment. First, you immediately understand by just looking at the writing of it. And you look on the back, it's only written on one side. But it looks to be everything other than Quentin's name, which you at first glance begin to think is some scribble or maybe some illegible ancient language, you quickly realize is not. In fact, even as you look forward and look closely with a 20 insight, you look to see, and you see the ink on the paper is actually moving. It's pulsing, as if to denote to you that it is a placeholder for something. As in, this is there until something else is here.
Okay.
You immediately know that from that piece of information that this is the same piece of paper that Quentin had. You also immediately know that this is at least a similar or related thing to something that you've experienced personally. And although you haven't had the opportunity to share your experience with this with this particular magic or with this particular item with the rest of your group, even now to this point, none of you have. You know something that everyone else doesn't immediately with the 20. You know that this piece of paper, like the experience that you guys had against Quentin, can only be real to all of you if all of you were exposed to this magic before. So even though they haven't told you, you know for a fact that this thing has interacted with each of them already. And the reason why you know that is because of you immediately understand that the writing of Quentin's name is older than the crossing of his name. So the crossing of his name likely happened when he passed a couple days ago.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you know immediately that, you're not alone here. You were certain that this was an experience that only you had, and it is very clear that there's no possible way that can be true. So that's the first thing. The second thing you learn with a 21 insight is something a little bit more specific, but also, even though the other thing, although you can react however you want to that other piece of information, this might trouble you if it does in a different way. That if that's the case, if the first thing is true, then that means that that you know for a fact that this page is different than the page that you saw before, and that everybody else experienced different pages, you immediately realize, these are pages of a book.
Mm-hmm.
And each page of that book has a fragment of that whatever it is, and that's bad. That you immediately understand the scope, at least relatively, of what you're dealing with. You are dealing with a fragment of the power of what could be, a book of hundreds and thousands of pages.
Gotcha.
You're not even really sure. But you immediately understand the scope of what you're talking about, because logically it makes sense. This isn't the page you saw before. This is a new page. There are 2 pages, which means there has to be more pages.
Gotcha.
So
makes sense.
Yeah, so those 2 things, I will say on a 20 insight, I would like you to make a religion check for me.
A religion
check for me.
Okay. $14.
On a 14, although you cannot rule out, although you cannot identify any of this language, because it does something, the ink does something very, very weird. It actually goes from verbiage, from actual lettering of different languages to back to the scribbles. So it goes from scribbles, you see it goes from scribbles to dwarvish, and then it goes from scribbles to common, and then it'll stop for a second. It goes from scribbles to elvish. It looks to be moving in another language.
It's just like cycling through different languages.
Yes. But you do notice that there are, on a 14 religion check, you notice that there are certain languages that are not popping up here. Specifically. And you are waiting for them to appear. And so you kind of take a look at it a second, and it's very infrequent. There's no tempo or tone to it or anything like that. It is literally just like I guess, for lack of a better term, it's just random. It's random, but it's not random. But you do see it never goes to infernal, celestial.
Okay.
It never goes to infernal, celestial. It never goes to I think that is it, actually. Yes. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It never goes to infernal. It never goes to celestial, and it never goes to actual, like, proper Sylvan. So you immediately know that it's not going to the anything extra planar. It is only going to planar, like mortal planar languages, not extra planar. You even see undercommon here. You can't read undercommon, but by process of elimination, you know, oh, that's undercommon, even though you have no idea, you can't read it. But like, you see common, you see dwarvish, you see gnomish.
Can I try to decode parts of it by waiting for the sections to pop up when it says Dwarvish?
I mean, even as you read it, when it goes to common and languages that you do read, it's just random letters.
It's just random letters.
Yes,
so it still is encoded beyond just being in different.
Make a general intelligence check for me.
Okay, I can do that. Okay, intelligence. I got a 9.
On a 9, you're not necessarily sure. There might be a code, there might not. You are not necessarily sure, but what you do know for certain is that what you can read is just random letters, no spaces, nothing. And every time it cycles to a different language that you do know, the letters and numbers change.
Okay. So it's a bunch of, it's moving or changing too much at a rate to where I can really understand, or comprehend what's going on.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I would assume, just with all that stuff, it just seems like it's kind of like bad news. I think what I'll do for right now with that page is I'll go ahead and, since I can't seem to decipher it, and I think I've kind of gleaned whatever information that I can really gather from it, I'm going to just try to find a safe place to put it, and if I can't find anything that's like a chest or anything like that, I'll probably just stick it into my like the bag of holding that I have.
Okay. I mean, you have there are plenty of lock boxes upstairs in the safe house. You have, I'm sure you have a couple of personal chests here that hold tools, armor, things like that. You have some in your garage. You also have your bag of holding, so it's really up to you where you put it.
I think what I'll do for right now, just because I don't want anybody taking this out from under me, is I'll go put it in my little handy haversack.
Okay.
So
you place it in your haversack. We're going to, as you do, you kind of take a deep breath. Put your head kind of do a deep exhale as you lay there on your back on the bed, kind of beginning to process what went wrong. Why are you here? Why is this falling in your lap? These questions begin, the anxiety begins to build a little, then you take a deep breath and just begin to relax and process. And we're going to zoom out there, and we're going to head downstairs to where we find up front where the to actually the proper storefront. We're gonna head straight to the cut above, where it is just above, is just maybe 10 past 11 here in the morning. Plenty of business as it is early in the week. People are buying all of their goods for the day. Mr. Roger sits there, very proud of kind of what's going on here. He's with the assistance of his butcher, of his new butcher, Mirabell. He's been able to take on much more work than he was, about to take a lot more requests, a lot more to take more orders than he was before, and his business has indeed been bustling, and is now, word is getting around, and the issue for him at least was never quality. People always respected the quality of Mr. Roger, but everyone understood he was a little bit older and didn't want to necessarily he had to restrict the number of orders he's taken. But now with his new butcher, he feels invigorated. His kind of later years, getting that vigor, that second wind in his body, ready, excited. You see, as we zoom in on him kind of finishing up a transaction with a customer. Oh, okay. Yes. That would be okay. 1, 2. Perfect. That's 2 ribeye, 1 pound of ground beef, 1 chicken. Will that be all? And then you see it's just him and a line of maybe 5 or 6 people. Not a crazy line out the door, but definitely more than he's had in the last few years for sure. The woman there, a motherly dwarven woman, she kind of looks at him and goes, actually, go ahead and give me a half pound of the ham as well. He goes, oh, okay, half pound of ham as well. Okay, perfect. All right, well, your order will be ready in about an hour, so feel free to come back. Thank you so much. And he goes, all right, great. I'm gonna go do some shopping. Thank you. She kind of pays the gold, walks off. Mr. Roger kind of looks at the next person in line. 1 moment, please, to get the order back. He hops down from his stool in front of the register and hops back to the kitchen / butchery. And you guys see, we zoom in on kind of hair tied back, gloves on, blood kind of on her arms and a little bit on her apron, in a white apron. We see Mirabell kind of actually beginning to butcher out a couple of tomahawks, actually, from a rib. Even though you all have seen her with being able to kind of wield a giant, she fights with a broadsword. Not broadswords are heavy, but so she's very strong. But you see, this is where her finesse kind of comes in. It's been quite a night for you, Mirabell. But here you are in the morning. Mr. Roger comes and walks up and goes, oh, okay, 1 more order here. I'm going to put this up. Just get to it when you get to it, but finish up those first couple orders, okay?
Yeah, I got it. No problem.
Thank you. We're going to have a new, he kind of turns around and he goes, we're going to have someone new starting today, actually. I think I finally have enough money to pay a second person to come in. But I don't want you to think I forgot about you. Because I promise, once we get a couple more next couple of months, things like that, the raise is coming. I owe you a raise for all your help. In the meantime, I was hoping, and you don't sort of, I was hoping that you would accept something else as a compensation in the meantime, because I'm beginning to notice, and he kind of goes down to actually right under where you're standing at the butcher's table. He pulls out a leather kind of bundle, and with a beautiful kind of green tie around it. And he kind of looks to you and goes, I think you should have these. I think it would make me really happy if they've been kind of gathering dust in my attic. Please. He kind of hands you the bundle.
I take it and I say, that's not necessary, Mr. Rodre. It's really okay. I don't mind helping out.
Hush, 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 hush.
I hush and then I take them and
And he kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, go on, open it."
all right. Then I open it up.
You untie the bundle and lay it out, and what you see before you is a beautiful, complete knife set. You have a chef's knife dead in the center, beautiful steel work with a wooden handle, sturdy. You see on either side two butcher's knives. One a smaller knife, maybe closer to a paring knife, while the other a full butcher's knife for that you were just using, but in much better condition, almost like pristinely taken care of much higher quality, and as well as some other cutlery to assist, as well as a new meat hook, just kind of an entire butcher's set. Clearly not new, clearly used, but very high quality and very well taken care of.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Rodre, this is too much. These are too nice.
No. Tools are meant to be used. And please.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you so much. This is an incredible gift.
He smiles at you. I'll let you choose perception or insight here.
Okay. I'll do perception.
Sure.
17.
Wow. Okay. With a 17, you see his eyes begin to well up a little bit. He's an older man, a gentle man, but not an emotional man. And he walks that balance very deliberately. And I think you see his eyes begin to water specifically as he looks at the knife set. With a perception check, you kind of follow, with a 17, you kind of follow his eyes. You see you actually are now finally taking a look at it completely sprawled out. And you see on the inside, you see two sets of initials. One of them, you actually very much recognize because they're yours. And it's newer. It's in the same green. It's a very kind of a foresty green. Kind of initialed there for you to kind of denote that it's yours. Very beautiful. MC in common as well, in Orcish as well, which you immediately recognize. The other, it is in common as well, and you see. You see, kind of, for lack of a better term, him try to not look at what you have spotted, what he's looking at, if that makes sense.
Yeah. For sure.
Which is another set of initials, which is SR. Very beautifully set. These initials are in a deep purple, a little bit older. Probably they seem to be more flushly matched with the actual bundle that you have, if that makes sense. It seems to have been made with it as opposed to yours, which was then it seems to be hand sewn on, actually, your initials. He kind of gets lost. You see him get lost in memory for a moment. as he looks it down at that. And as you go to kind of like address him, he goes, well, we have plenty of customers, and take him out for a spin, huh? He does not even give you the opportunity to kind of respond. It's one of those comments where he says it as he's leaving, and he walks through the swinging door. With a 17, you have been in this butchery for a few months now, close to a year-ish now. Probably around 8 to 10 months. When places are familiar, we often lose track of details, especially places of work. You don't really you are shocked at, you're kind of looking around. You've done a lot of cleaning of this butchery because when you found it, it was kind of disheveled. The cut above was not doing great. It was just basically him kind of doing everything on the counter outside where he could like still also do the desk. So he was actually doing all the butchery outside, which was not great, like in the front, at the counter. You've taken the opportunity over the last couple months to kind of clean what's going on and kind of see this. You see there is a reason why a butchery, you are noticing now for the first time something that you didn't think about it when you were cleaning it, is if there was a butcher, like if this is a butchery, why is the butcher, like the butchering room and the kitchen, not used? And that strikes you as odd, that you would even have to clean it. That's weird. It makes you think that he didn't come in here for a particular reason. But you have your brand new knife set. You have your brand new. They're beautiful, by the way. They're gorgeous, and immediately when you take out the butcher's knife, it feels, you can feel the difference in just quality from the old one to the new one, and you feel like you can work twice as fast.
Damn. Okay.
You hear, Mirabell, a knock on the back entrance of the kitchen, actually.
All right. I go to the back door. I open it.
You open the back door and you see a for lack of a better term, impish young tiefling woman, and not impish because she's a tiefling, impish in her appearance, in her clothing. She seems a little bit punk rock, a little bit, but also very shy, as if this is who she is, but she's not sure, or she's not comfortable, or she's not confident in who she is quite yet. She knows who she is, but she's not confident about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You see her with very similar to you, a very light purple skin, but instead of she has actually two shorter horns that kind of poke out of her wild black mane of hair, like pitch black. She has these piercing blue eyes with black irises around. She's in a t-shirt and black jeans that are studded with a studded belt and boots. She has a backpack around her shoulder, and she kind of looks up and goes, hi, I'm looking for Mr. She kind of fumbles in her, Mr. Rodre?
Yeah, Mr. Rodre. He's here, but he's a little busy. Can I help you with something?
Oh, hi. She kind of begins to like hyperventilate. Like she like starts to like, okay, wow, you're tall and you're pretty, and okay. And she kind of like turns and like does the sweat, like the anime sweating and heaving, just like, okay, I can do this. Okay. no, I can't do this. And she begins to slowly like almost caterpillar walk away. Like she goes, no, we got this. We got this.
You got this. You got this.
Right. Like it was just, oh wait, no, she can hear me. You're talking out loud again. No, God, stop it. Okay. Just like you practice. Just like you practice. And she turns around and again looks like apparently just how she practiced. Shoulders up, chest out, and kind of just looks up at you and goes, hi, my name is hey, you're so
Yep, breathe.
okay.
You got it.
Okay.
Yep.
No, I can do this. Oh God. And you can tell immediately she forgot her own name for a second. She's like, oh God. Okay. Okay. My name is Locke. It's LOQ. I didn't name it, but that's how it's pronounced. I am your new head chef. And she kind of puts her hands on her hips and kind of puts her chest down and goes, nice to meet you.
I put my hand out and I shake her hand and I say,
she shakes her hand. Your hand is drenched. It's just so
yeah,
so
well,
wet.
you know, she's going to have to get used to it because that's what's going to happen around here.
Hi. Are you Mr. Rodriguez said he has a phenomenal butcher. Are you Mirabell?
I am. I'm Mirabell. It's so nice to meet you. Yeah, Mr. Rodriguez said you would be here today. I'm glad. I'm glad to have the help. You know, we've been swamped lately.
Oh, yes. He told me that the kitchen has been closed for a long time, and I am here to unclose it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. I'm really happy you're here. Come on in.
One question, unrelated.
Sure.
Is there a reason why there is a fist fight happening in front of your establishment?
I
And
don't know.
We will cut over to Gummy.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Your glasses off, your bandana down, jacket off.
Oh no.
You are floating in the air. You all 2.5 feet of you are floating in the air, hands up in boxer's position, with your neighbor and nemesis, training partner, best friend. The world may never know. But if
General Garnatomer the Seventh.
he goes, that's right. That's me.
Oh god.
Yeah,
And
what the hell you fucking got? Boo, 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 boo.
you see, you all, what we see as we zoom in is this.
My god.
Is
Killing him.
Bang, bang, bang.
Is that done? What's happening?
Pop, pop, pop. You see a elderly halfling man, older in his years, but beard, a mix between a 5 o'clock shadow and just graying, but like the black hairs in his cheek are still going, scars on his face, like scars all up on his arms, a complete sleeve on one arm as he sits in a tank top. His hair basically like the fading inches of black to gray. He sits there in jeans and shoes and a tank top. This by his technique, you can see this guy who's been in countless fights in his life, and has not had a good fist fight in years because he's old. But he has finally found someone who can physically match with him, and it gives him life as he goes, all right, take this one, you little shit. And he kind of just swings it. I would like you to roll initiative. Fuck it. I would just like you to roll initiative.
Oh my god! What? You said don't open roll, Tony. This is crazy.
No, you're good.
No, he's good.
Oh.
Okay. He's gonna roll initiative. He just don't get a 1. Okay, he rolled a 3.
That's crazy.
So he rolled a 3. And his dexterity at this age is 0. So you actually go
God.
first. So
Yeah, we're gonna hit him with the.
So he swings wildly first, and you easily dodge it out the way. He goes, all right, you little shit, you little gangster wannabe. Give me what you got. Give me what you got.
Yeah, take this, you old son of a bitch.
So you go with a 5. By the way, you rolled a 3. You hit his very steeled forearms. He goes, oh, these bones have been through more than you have in your whole life, mate. And he kind of goes to, and he will swing at you. That's a 17.
That hits me. That hits me.
You take 4 points of bludgeoning as he goes, "Hah!" And he just punches you right in the side, and because you're so small, it kind of pushes you. Still floating though, He goes, come on.
That all you got, you fucking geezer? I'm gonna put you in the ground.
14 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Is there even damage? Oh.
Yeah, just roll it. Yeah.
What?
It's a D4 plus 1. It's a D4 plus 1.
Oh, okay. I'll roll the D4 too then. So 3.
Yeah. So you hit him. You take your
this.
you float up with a floating knee straight to his jaw.
Yeah, how's that taste, bitch?
He kind of spits out some blood. Me mother hit me harder than you did, mate. And he kind of goes.
Yeah, it sounds like your mother didn't love you, huh?
He kind of goes. He's gonna go to clothesline you. It's a natural 20.
Now fucking crit me with the clothesline.
Damn.
It's okay. It's a 2 plus a 1.
So he's just gonna hit me with like the showstopper.
So
He's
gonna dodge that. You're gonna swing at him and float as you're like gloating and talking shit. He's going to actually just jump up, grab you, and just slam you down to the ground and land on you. And normally under like a normal human, this would hurt a shit ton. It hurts a lot, but he is 3'5", 3'6", and he's 68. So he doesn't have a lot of body mass, but still his bony like limbs like go into your wings, and they like hit the nerves in your wings. He's like, come on. Do I have the Tom and Jerry sound effect? Anybody got the Jesus Christ. Not the Tom and Jerry. Go ahead.
Oh, you think that's Take this!
That is not hit. You were still pinned down. He's gonna try to headbutt you.
Oh wait, what? This first one was the one I rolled. I accidentally clicked it twice.
Oh, I don't see that. They're not loading. What'd you get in the first one?
I have 20.
Okay, yeah.
Not an actual 20, but it was an 18.
Yeah, it rolled. It hits. I can't. It didn't load.
Okay.
I just saw a 4.
I see it. It's a 3.
I see the 4 too. Plus 4. Oh, 4. I'm gonna hit him with a wind-up punch.
You go, and as he's like going to reel his head back for a headbutt, you sneak your arm out, wind up, douche. oh, and he flies back. You hear his body hit the pavement.
Oh.
And he just lays there.
Looks like I win this time, old man.
Where's the money punk? He's completely unconscious. You're fairly certain that that he'll be fine. As you see down the street, kind of just a block away, a jogging halfling woman in her late 40s, early 50s or so, probably late 40s. Stroller as well. She's wearing like this kind of sundress, olive skin, with kind of black, kind of red, like really dark red hair, kind of a round face. She walks up, she goes, okay. Oh no. I was late. You really need to stop asking people to... I can't leave you with him for one moment. She kind of goes over to usually goes over to him as he kind of lays there unconscious, and sits there, and kind of looks up. Dad, wake up, Dad! Come on.
Oh.
Oh no! Ah! Oh. He just looks at you and he just starts to laugh. He's like, oh, you got me there that time, Mike.
I win this time.
Oh, all right. I appreciate you fighting me a little earlier today. It's my it's me grandson's birthday, so. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed last week. I had to make up for it. I owe you one.
It's fine. We're even now. Oh, good form. Maybe one day you'll actually take more than 20 minutes to beat me up.
Yeah, that slam fucking hurt. That shit hurts.
Oh.
Painful. I didn't even know you could do that.
The woman goes, can we leave now? Because this has to be illegal. Come on, Dad. She goes, all right, Annabelle, that's fine. I'll go. And he kind of turns to oh, look at my grandson. He kind of you see him kind of melt as he begins to play with his grandson. See you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. 7 o'clock sharp.
We zoom out from there to find a quiet table, a quiet place, not the quiet place, but where sound in a lot of ways kind of just almost seems like it's missing. We venture here mainly because of one thing. It's not that sound is absent in this space. It's that focus is ever present. Complete and utter focus. Because here see a dealer at the center of a table, patiently waiting with 5 cards spread out before him, and as he looks to the players at the left and the right of him, we see one very familiar lucky kobold as he sits there staring at his cards for a moment, and then he looks up to meet the gaze of the only other person at the table, for it has been reserved for lessons in a way. Verity Kai sits across from you, having just put you all in. I would like you in secret to roll a d20 for me.
Oh, I'm not gonna do that in secret. Okay, hold on. I have one thing. I just need the cat to move. Pardon me, kitty.
Pardon me.
Use me. The bag. Hold on. I have a bag. Found my bag. It's dark. I almost tripped over like 4 things. Let's see. Play card games. I should have a fucking D20 or something. Aha! The frog one!
Yes.
Yes.
As we sit here at Strongbow Harbor, just 4 hours outside of Skybreak, here at the Loaded Dice, your tried and true place of but here you sit. I'm gonna go ahead and roll a d20 on my own.
Sure.
Okay. Verity Kai sits across the table from you. She's gonna look at the board and look at you and goes, "All right, man. I see you've improved, at least based off of my notes, but alas, I believe this one is mine." And she kind of looks at her cards once more, smirks her trademark signature world famous smirk before, "I bet it's all. Do you?"
Yeah. All in. Let's go. Gonna have to update your notes after this one.
Very well. What'd you roll?
19.
19.
Nice.
You flip over your hand. He goes, "Hi. I suppose I am." You see, you smirk and smile at her. And she goes, "That'll be all for today." And she kind of looks to the dealer. She takes out a couple coins and slides it over. She goes, "Thank you very much, Samuel, for doing me a favor." The dealer leans at you. You look and see the coins in front of you, all play chips, tournament chips, to simulate, obviously. And she kind of looks and goes, "Very well done. Just sworn I had you."
I thought you did too.
You're a lucky one,
Well,
aren't you?
Just a little.
Good.
Blessed by the gods, you might say.
Right. Not one for gods myself, but whatever works. I hope you were able to learn something today. I must be off. I was only in town for a couple of days. Next time I'm in town, I'll reach out.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure to see you, Verity. Well, is this our first time meeting again?
It's always a pleasure, Giselle. But as per our arrangement, please do not inform your friends of our meetings here, please. I don't want people to think I'm handing out free lessons.
Secret safe with me.
Thank you very much. She finishes her drink, puts on her jacket, coat, and hat. And, did you hear? It's been a few days and almost a week, and no one has seen our old pal Quentin. Have you seen him? Did you see him while you were at the casino?
We encountered him on our way out, and after that, not since then.
Counted him on the way out. What you mean?
Ah, a little run of bad luck when we were making off with the goods. He was just coming in for the morning. But we escaped.
Huh. Make a deception check for me.
Oh, yeah, sure. Uh-oh. There we go.
Those aren't your real accents.
Oh, no!
Okay.
That's a 12.
I'm gonna make an insight check here. She's gonna look at you and go, right. Okay. Well, works for me. Just do me a favor. Well, I don't know if you heard actually, first of all, that's the regardless they have other management coming in. There was an accident that happened to the casino maybe after you left. Apparently, one of the crazy security devices that Quentin had commissioned had gotten loose. Unfortunately, there were a couple of casualties. That will happen to those girls. I made a donation on anonymous donation to their families, but I'm afraid it's not enough. Money doesn't solve every problem. But regardless, I appreciate your help back then, and I appreciate you taking some time to help me brush up.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Thanks for the lessons. I appreciate it. Hopefully I see you again at the table.
Well, the next time you see me at the table, there'll be gold on that table. I hope.
It'll be mine. I promise.
And she kind of smirks and says, I don't know. Not with a poker face like that.
Damn. Got
See you,
your
Giselle.
ass.
And she kind of walks out.
Got him.
And we're going to zoom out here back to Gunter. Just finished leaving the room of KawKaw, who's feeling not great, having sustained substantial injuries after the last assignment. It's taking a couple days to sleep it off. Where do we find you now, Gunter?
Fuck.
So I've already checked the van, right? I've already known.
No.
Oh, I haven't done that yet.
No, I would say
Well,
I would say all of those things were happening kind of simultaneously. You just left your room, checked on KawKaw, got dressed, everything like that.
I guess I'll head over down to where the van is, just to I might take it out.
Okay. You go check the van, and you see that the hood of the van is up.
Okay.
As you enter the garage.
I guess I'll try to, sort of stealthily peek around just to see who's, messing with it.
Make a stealth check.
Make a stealth check. Okay. 20. Well, 18 plus 20. 18 plus 2.
Ooh. It's a 19 on the die, plus 4. You are certain you are unseen. You're not making a single noise. You begin to creep around, and right before you get to peek and see who is looking at you, hear a very familiar, kind of tired, universally tired voice. You don't have to sneak up on me. You could just say hi like a normal person.
What gave it away?
You guys are new. You'll get better at it. It's fine. And you turn around and you see, you see Handler kind of standing there, just kind of looking over the engine. Can't believe you made it the trip and back. Nice work.
Yeah, it's holding up a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah. I think I know a couple of guys maybe today we can when we leave today, while we're there, we can find a couple of junk mongers, maybe find some extra parts, maybe spruce this thing up a little bit.
Yeah, what do you have in mind?
I don't know. I guess we'll see what we get there. Where's everybody?
Well, KawKaw
You guys did know
is...
we're going today, right? Like I told you guys, and you all remembered, right? So you all are here and ready to go.
Well, I remember. I can't speak for the others.
So surely you all are here, right? Surely you wouldn't all forget at the same time.
You know.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Luckily for us, it's not a place that really closes, but my circadian rhythm is just so bad, and I just would like some normalcy. That would be great. Look, I'll wait a couple hours. I'll come back. I'm gonna go handle some stuff.
Can't we just give him a ring over the thing, you know, and then just have them meet us here?
Kind of puts goals in her pocket and goes, "Oh, I mean, we could but this is a team building exercise for you to go and gather your team. So I can't be the one to solve all your problems."
Oh, okay. So we're just not gonna give him a ring over the thing. Okay, I got it.
I
No
could.
ring over the thing.
I could if I wanted to, because I definitely have it on me. So,
No, you forgot it.
in
You
an
totally
unrelated
forgot it.
note, I have to go back home for a second, but so that should give you plenty of time to gather your team. I'll be back at 3. And she takes takes her coffee, her coffee cup, and just turns on her heel and just like strictly just like embarrassingly walks the probably the most emotion that you've seen out of Handler in any moment ever, as you could have sworn with your passive perception, you could have sworn you could see her blush a little bit, which is like weird.
All right. Well, I guess then I'll just I'll start up the van. And do I know where everybody is?
Yeah, I'll say for brevity, in the next couple of hours,
generalized idea?
Yeah, I'll say for brevity, in the next couple of hours, everyone kind of coalesces. Everyone except Mirabell, who is still working. But
am I just driving around town, just like slamming on the horn, just like get in?
Yeah, Gummy comes back. Who's just in front of the house. You take Gummy. You guys go pick up D'razil. Which there is a like a short train, almost like a bullet train, from the port back to the station in Skybreak. It's an underground train. It's like a subway. He has to take multiple, so a 4-hour drive turns into like a 1-hour commute. But you have to pick him up at the station, which is in the city. You go into the spire. You pick him up. You come back, while you were doing that, you go back to the kitchen. Mirabell, you're sitting there with Locke, and she kind of like nervously looks around at. You have been in your, like, there is a butcher's room, and then there is a proper kitchen in like the corner. It's all kind of the same place. There's no wall dividing it. However, they're all the sink, stoves, ovens, that kind of stuff is kind of in the corner with one of those drop down metal gates things that like for the deli, where it has its own kind of counter where people can put up orders and things like that. That part has been untouched per the request of Mr. Rodre. You've tried multiple times and offered to clean it, and he has politely asked you to leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
You see her begin to kind of like look over, and she puts her bag down and goes in her bag and pulls out a rag and just and is moving towards the kitchen. Is this where do I go? here?
I mean, yeah, that's the kitchen, but usually Mr. Rodre doesn't like anybody
Oh.
being in there, but I mean, you're gonna have to be in there, right?
Okay. Should we ask?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would be best, just in case.
Okay.
You want to start
Okay.
off on the right
Okay,
foot.
I'll wait.
Okay, you want to come with me? You want to come meet him? Come on, you can do it.
But there are people out there.
There are people out there.
I'm good here.
Okay, you know what? You've done a lot for the day. You've done good. You know, I'll go get him. I'll go ask him.
Thank you.
I'll see what he says. No problem.
Thank
I'll
you.
be right back. And I go out to the front to find Mr. Rodre.
Mr. Rodre is just finishing up the last kind of block of orders here. You see there's a pickup line. You see he's genuinely like excited to be working. Like, people are saying hi, people are happy, people are looking, and he goes, Mirabell. Yes, yes, everything good?
Yeah, you know the new chef is here, Locke.
Oh, fantastic. She's here.
Yeah.
Come.
Oh.
Everybody, let me just he kind of turns and hands out the last order. All right, I shouldn't have. All right, looks like the line is clear. Perfect. I'm excited for you to meet. Come on.
Okay.
Kind of walks in front of you. Lock. They kind of meet, and kind of fantastic. Well, okay. There's no Mirabell, I'd like you to meet my daughter. Lock. Me and my wife, she could not bear children, so we adopted, thankfully, and she has been away for quite some time, but she is beautiful as I remember. Welcome home, sweetie. You see her kind of melt and kind of get down on one knee and like hug this older man. He goes, well, you two will get along swimmingly. Please feel free to make use of the entire facility. I have to actually run to the post office to mail a couple of bills for the land and lease and everything like that. So, Mirabell, please, if you could do me the favor and take charge while I'm away.
Yeah, no problem. It's okay if we go to the kitchen side now, right?
You see him take a deep sigh as he looks towards the kitchen. And you see, as he does, you see Locke kind of put her hand, on his shoulder. He kind of smiles and goes, I think we're well past time.
Okay, great. Yeah, don't worry about anything, Mr. Rodre. You go do your stuff. We'll
With
take
you,
care
I
of
never
everything.
worry. With you, I never worry.
Thanks, thank you.
And if
thank
you and also, I don't mean to be that guy. I'm sorry, as the kids say. But could you please remind your friends that that I'm going to go pay the lease now, so we're okay. But the rent is indeed due.
Of course.
I've already
course.
taken out of your wages, so don't worry. And of course, you don't pay what they pay. It's okay, so don't worry about that. But please, if you
Thanks,
could
Mr.
remind them
Rodre.
to just feel free. They can give it to you. They could drop it down here, or they could just leave it upstairs in my office.
Yeah, okay, I'll remind them.
Perfect. Well, you two play nice, get along well, and I will be back in a few hours.
Okay, have
He
fun.
kind of excuses himself. You see Locke kind of wipe her tears out of her eye and goes, are you hungry?
I could eat.
Great. She doesn't even like do anything. She goes and begins over the next 45 minutes or so cleaning the kitchen. I don't know if you jump in and help her or
I do. I
Okay.
definitely do.
You see as you jump in to help her, she like sees what she's like one step ahead of you. in terms of cleaning, not in a competitive way, but in an efficient way. She's just like watching what you're doing, and then she turns to you and goes, we didn't go shop. We don't have anything, do we? Obviously not. The kitchen's been closed. The kitchen's clean now, which is good. What do we have any leftover? Anybody that didn't pick up an order or anything?
I think there was a pound of ground beef, if I recall.
Perfect. Give me that. She kind of looks at it, and you see something that she goes in her bag, in her satchel bag, and pulls out a couple of different things. She pulls out an apron, a beautiful apron that she quickly ties behind her efficiently, a hair tie, which she puts her hair in a high bun, a tight bun, and you see as well something, and yours at this point are away, but you see an identical bundle that you were just given. But instead of butcher tools, you see as she unfurls hers that she has a beautiful array of cooking knives and cooking and cutlery, a chef's knife, paring knife, a series of a bunch of tasting spoons, a series of a bundle for a proper chef. You see she takes out a chef's knife, where your butcher's knife was in the same spot. She pulls out a chef's knife in hers, and she kind of looks at it, pulls it out, takes a deep breath, and then over the next 15 to 20 minutes, you are seeing a intensity, a confidence, a focus that is the antithesis of the shy, demure girl that came in here earlier. It is around this time where the rest of the group appears, and you all are, as the rest of you walk into the cut above from the garage, and the handler meets you. You all are immediately taken from a thing that you have not smelled since you live here. Your nostrils are set ablaze with the smell of home cooking, fresh. It's you smell something delicious coming from what you all know at this time to be the butcher's room. You so what do you guys park the van. You have parked the van at this point, and then you guys, as you exit the van, that's what you smell coming from the butcher's room. What do you guys do?
I mean, I don't know what they're doing. I'm checking it out. So this time, not stealthily.
I'll check it out too.
You guys
Yeah,
go,
why not?
and you see Mirabell. What are you doing as they enter and as she's working and cooking?
Well, I've been watching her like in a trance, just like in awe of what she's doing. And then I see them come in and I say, "Hey guys, come over here. I want you to meet someone."
All right.
You all walk in and you all see Mirabell kind of lost in this trance of watching, which you all see as this previously described tiefling woman. Can't be older than her, maybe early 30s, maybe. As you see her effortlessly set, not even turn around, but set 4 plates out behind her, and with the end, not even looking at you guys, begin to plate 4 things of 4 small bundles of rice, with a set of kind of each individual slices of what looks to be a meatloaf of some kind, with a sauce, all and scallions and green onions, beautifully plated, leaning up against the rice. She takes some like white bread that you guys just had laying around for like snacks and lunch and things like that her dad eats, and has toasted that, and kind of like, but like also like perfectly toasted that and put that on the plate as well. And she goes, and before she goes, service, hands. And she turns, and you all see her put a palm down on a small timer. She goes, okay. Please enjoy. Bye.
Hey, Locke, that was incredible. Here, these are my friends. Everybody, this is Mr. Rodre's daughter. This is Locke.
Hi. Oh, there are people. Please eat.
Hello.
Hello.
She kind of just steps back away from like the 4 plates that have been served in front of you, or the 5 plates that have been served in front of you.
This looks amazing. Thank you.
Thanks for the food. Looks great.
And I pick it up and I start to eat. I'm going crazy.
Anybody who anybody who eats it,
I'll eat it.
Who else eats it?
I got it. I'll eat it.
I eat it. I eat it. I eat it. I eat it. I eat it.
Damn. He's excited.
Anybody who eats it, when you're about halfway through, you all feel kind of like a heat in your stomach, from it begins kind of like that heat from like Sichuan peppercorns. Like it's like a slow build heat, but it never gets to the point of like pain. Like it's weird. Like it stays at like when you drink something hot during a blizzard, like that kind of heat. Like when your body's cold, but the thing you're drinking is warm, so it feels you warm from the inside. For the next until your next long rest, you all have resistance to fire damage.
Let's go.
And you all immediately start to feel. Anybody here can make an insight or arcana check.
I would do insight.
Sorry. You can make insight or history here. Insight, arcana, or history. You can pick.
I got a 14 on mine.
I got a 15 because I'm better than Ian.
I got a 19.
Damn.
Oh.
I got a 17.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay.
Ian, we're trash.
No. We're gonna go in ascending order because that's actually great because you all pick different roles. So, on the insight check, you guys you notice immediately that there is this food isn't just good, it's special. Like it's you're looking at this woman, this very demure, punk rock but shy woman, but the food is aggressive. It's intense. It's in your face flavor. It's not reflective of who maybe the person who she is, but maybe who she wants to be. You on an arcana check, you immediately, Gummy, as you're like halfway through, you can see you know immediately that the effect that you have, that none of them are understanding. You feel the effect of like resistance of you feel a magical effect on you from this food. And
wow,
you are immediately astonished at. You are looking for any runes of any kind or anything like that, but you can't find any. But what you do find is that you are 100% certain 2 things: A, there was no spell cast here, but B, but this food was made with magic.
Is the rune under the pickles?
No rune under the pickles. But Mirabell, on a 19 history, it all finally comes together in a way that's very illuminating but sad. You hear the name Locke. you begin to think about what that's a peculiar name. But then you remember her last name. If she's adopted, her last name would be different, but it's not. Because you have been in you've been in Skybreak long enough and been here long enough, and more importantly, as a part of the carnival, you traveled all over the world in a lot of ways, especially at least over the continent. You've been to every country. So you are very, very, very familiar with like a lot of just general pieces of information about like important people. Like, you know who, you know, like if someone was important enough where that name would come up while you're on a carnival, they're probably pretty important for one reason or another. But it is here in which you are like, what? Why do I know you? And then you begin to remember, while you were looking for an apartment, the name Rodre, you did some like initial things and it was kind of all vague, and you didn't look too much into it because he seemed like a nice guy, and he turned out to be a nice guy, a very beautiful soul of a man. But that's not who he was before, because he used to be young. Donald, or Donnie Rodre, was an amazing former monster hunter, for lack of a better term. He would go out and get hired by governments or government officials to hunt magical beasts of some kind, and for sport. He many of which could be considered a not necessarily above board, but it was the only reason why people even know about that is because along one of his expeditions and one of his famous hunts, he met a woman who would later be known by the name that she's most famous for is Savannah Rodre, his would-be wife. Savannah was the first person to cook with magical ingredients. She was a botanist and a zoologist and a culinarian. She experimented countless hours and years to develop her craft and to use cooking as a way to imbue magic into people in a positive way. And she also was an avid defender of animal rights, especially of those of magical beasts. They fell in love, and you remember reading this story that what happened was it then became a thing of, instead of him going to go hunt magical beasts, he would go with her to protect them, and he would still collect humanely, dying magical beasts, and then she would cook them. The thing about this whole interaction is that you remember specifically, and it's kind of all coming together here specifically for you, is on one of those expeditions, in one of those instances, she was poisoned, and was not, and so Donnie, or Donald, went tirelessly to try to hunt any magical beast that could produce an antidote, and never found one. And on one of these missions, it is now one of these like long, like classic love stories that is fake, but there's a true of real. The legend has it is that he was went to go find her an antidote, and he found it, and she died before he got back. That is the legend. But no mention of a daughter at any time, at any point. But especially since he's halfling and she was human. She was a human woman. No mention of a family of any kind. So it's no surprise that you brought there. But as you recall, she kind of wears the same kind of stuff. Her mom, not biological, but definitely raised her because although the race is different, one being human, one being tiefling, she is the spitting image of Savannah Rodre. She is this punk rock badass chef who has a mother's smile. You see Locke kind of close up the bundle and go, I'm gonna go grocery shopping. I have a list for a menu. Miss Clove, can I get a list of all the cuts that we get on a weekly basis and their amounts, please?
Yeah, sure. I have it over here. Let me
Great.
grab that for you.
Fantastic. I'm going to I don't know. I'm gonna need the space for the rest of the night to work on the menu. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's no problem. We can clear out of here.
As you say that, you hear the handler goes, "Great, cool. Can we leave now?"
Yeah. See, we gotta go anyway.
Perfect.
I hand her the list.
She goes, "Great."
And Locke, please call me Mirabell, okay?
Yes, Miss Clove. And she kind of like walks away. She kind of just goes and scurries out the door. She goes, all right, that chick's weird. All right, we ready?
Yeah, hey guys, don't forget to give Mr. Rodre your rent, okay? Everybody, look me in the
Never.
eyes. Okay.
I mean, I'm in my car most of the time, so I don't even know.
Look, just
All right, fine.
Just give me. Okay, thank you.
All right, can we go, please? Thank you.
Let's go.
You've all been here before. You guys take the same sigil. You guys drive to the same place. You guys go down the same stairs, and here you are, once again, in the spoils. The bizarre marketplace of the Golden Vault. The place where criminals come to do things criminals do for the good of mankind. They where thieves steal the things that they steal, or sell things that they've stolen, but never steal things that were not sold. So there are you arrive here in the spoils. You guys have a couple of options to do things you want to do here. So the spoils are yours. You are here. What do you guys want to do? The first thing that the handler goes, when you guys are done with whatever it is you're gonna do, just meet me at the hideout, please, and so we can fill out the paperwork and give you guys credit for this job. And but I'll be there drinking. I need a coffee. Irish. She kind of walks away.
I guess I'll look to see if there's any upgrades I can get for the van.
Sure. There's a couple of junk shops here, for sure, that you can peruse as well, that have parts of arcane vehicles. I'll say, without making a roll, you have you could definitely have more than enough gold to buy some kind of, ancillary stuff, some small stuff. But they do sell kind of brand new arcane engines. Still a little bit out of your price point. But given what you've already been working on, that can be your choice. You can either try to start working the van piece by piece, or you can save up and try to purchase a actual, brand new engine.
I think I'll since I'm here, I think I'll get something that's just like, you know, a nice little quality of life.
Sure.
You know.
Sure. They have plenty of stuff here. They have, you know, new tires, radios. They have communication devices. They also have. Are you looking for something more for the van, like quality of life, or are you looking for something for more like supportive for your actual jobs?
I would say probably more supportive for the actual job.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll. Just give me an investigation check.
Investigation check. Let's go. Well, that sucks. I got a 1.
At a 1. All right. So on a 1, you don't find anything really that you can use at the moment. They all seem to be for other models of cars. Unfortunately, but this place is always changing new. If you come back at another time, I'm sure you can find something.
Yeah. I guess I'll kind of describe what I'm looking for with one of the guys working there, and just tell him, like, if it comes in, give me a call.
And you leave your information with him. You guys quickly head over to the Lock and Key, and you guys see Baff there, Baffalier, the bugbear proprietor of the Lock and Key. And this is the moment. What are you guys getting? This is the last thing. This is what we'll decide. Baff has. You guys have been here before. You guys know the drill. You guys. He is aware of what you guys were awarded. As compensation for your job.
The magical item.
The magical item. So what are you guys thinking? What are we doing? What are we getting? What are you buying? What are you selling?
I'm still in on the robe of useful items.
You know what? I like it
that's
as
fun.
well. I'm a fan.
Well, I'm gonna get there. Let me get there. Hold on. You guys are 4 steps ahead of me. Fucking zooming.
A
we
robe
go.
of useful items.
Here,
I
look.
mean, it seems useful.
It's got to be useful, right?
Yeah, it's not just like, you know, why have one useful item when you can have a whole robe?
Okay,
Oh.
so
Oh, we gotta pick our patches though.
okay,
You gotta
so
pick
well, this is the thing. We'll do this just to be fun. First, you guys are gonna. You guys have a robe of useful items. We'll call that there. We'll figure out the other patches offline. But what we will do first here is for the patch, whoever wants to. That doesn't mean you have the. Or you guys can take it, use it. Whoever wants to use it. But one person needs to roll 4d4s for me.
Oh. I guess I'll do that. I'll roll 4d4s. Oh. That's still not too bad. 8.
8 total.
Yeah, 8 total.
All right, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna write that down here. I am going to then say that you guys commission your robe of useful items. And you guys commission your robe of useful items. You return to the hideout, which often goes through name changes because the owner is very indecisive. So you see the hideout is crossed out and it says the stash house, but it's still the exact same place. You all enter. You all enter. You meet Handler at a table, to which she sits down and says, all right, cool, item, cool, all right, cool. Last thing, and I'm out of your hair. She slips over a piece of paper to the rest of the table. All right. What am I calling you?
No.
Oh.
This.
Yeah. What was the decision?
And we will say, for purposes of that, and for a cliffhanger, that's what we'll call
Oh.
this week's episode of the RPG show. Thank you so much for
Oh.
watching. We will be right back, and again, Tanooks could not make it here. Derek could not make it here, but we wish him well. He'll be back very, very soon. But we appreciate you, nerds. I'll see you later, dorks. Everybody say goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.